What do you get when you mix a condo with a hotel? You get a Condotel. Today we're going to talk about the 4 pros and cons of owning a Condotel. All right, before we get into the 4 pros and cons of owning a Condotel, let's talk about what a Condotel is. So to start, what a Condotel is not, it is not a timeshare. It's a common misconception, but no timeshares here. What a Condotel is, it's a building much like the one right behind me that's comprised of individually owned condominium units, and it's run like a hotel. The allure to this is that you're allowed to do short-term rentals, aka nightly rentals, and it is a way for owners to have a low maintenance cost of owning a vacation home while having an on-site rental property management company to handle all the rentals throughout the year. And then when you want to use it, you're able to use it. So it's a really cost-effective way of being able to have some ownership of a property in one of your favorite vacation destination places. So before we get to the 4 pros and cons of owning a Condotel, my name is Chris Schwarz. Myself and business partner, we own White Whale Real Estate in New Smyrna Beach. You've made it to the Living in New Smyrna Beach real estate YouTube channel, where we go over all things real estate, fun, living, and anything going on in the coastal Volusia County area. Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow, and let's get to the 4 pros and cons. All right, let's get off with the bad news first. We'll go over the 4 cons and finish it up with the good news, the optimistic outlook of owning a Condotel. So to start out, con number 1 is going to be occupancy fluctuation. So depending on where you purchase your Condotel, whether it be Florida, Colorado, California, Utah, it's all going to depend, obviously, very seasonally on what your occupancy rates are going to be. Florida is usually a little bit more stable because you have your snowbirds coming down and you have your vacationers coming over for summer and spring break as well. So you're going to have a little bit better occupancy there. But it is something to consider when purchasing a Condotel, is your occupancy rate, and really making sure those financials are going to be there to show that it is going to be a valuable investment for you, or at least to be able to keep a break-even point for you throughout the year. So that is going to be con number 1, is occupancy rates. Con number 2 is going to be high maintenance costs. Now I know when I said when we started out the video, low maintenance costs. So overall, the maintenance costs for Condotels can be much more affordable or less expensive than if you just owned your own vacation home, because you're not paying big property tax expenses, overall maintenance costs on your home, and additional insurances. So it can definitely beat the overall expense of owning just a standalone vacation home, but it is something to make sure that you're aware of when purchasing a Condotel, what these maintenance costs are and what they include, and also very important to make sure to know and understand when any assessments have been completed, and if there are any major assessments that are coming up in the road, short term. So you don't want to buy something for 300 grand and then get whacked over the head with a $100,000 assessment. So make sure you do your due diligence and hire a good real estate agent to make sure you're protected throughout that process. And the third con is going to be restrictive use. So a lot of these Condotels have within the covenants or the bylaws your rights as usage for being the owner of the property. So you're not going to be able to, this is not going to be a live-in residence for you. So you're only going to be allowed to use this Condotel or condominium unit certain periods throughout the year. So you don't necessarily have blackout dates, but you do have maximum usages that you are personally allowed to be using the residence. So the reason for that is because this Condotel is set up like a hotel business, and the building itself relies on the rental income of the property to keep the property up and maintained, and to keep that lower cost of ownership as well. So if you're planning on using the condo a bunch, the Condotel may not be the best choice for you, because you are limited to the amount of days or weeks that you're able to use it throughout the year. And number 4, lastly, is going to be resale value. Condotels are always kind of fluctuating in the mortgage world on whether lenders are willing to lend on them or not. Right now is a little bit tighter time where lenders aren't wanting to lend on Condotels. They do see it as an investment type property, so it is going to be a riskier bet for the lenders to loan money on. So that's why a lot of these Condotels, you're going to have to come up with the cash to buy it outright. You can find some lenders that'll do it, but you're going to have to come up with a hefty down payment, usually 30% or more, and you're going to have higher points on that as well. So definitely something to factor in on there is thinking in the future when you decide to exit the property, what the resale is going to look like that, because there are only a limited number of buyers that can have the affordability to buy a Condotel. So resale factor is definitely something you want to check out. And again, following back in, making sure the assessments are up to date and that you are buying into a good, financially stable Condotel that will help protect you when that resale time comes. All right, let's talk about the good stuff, the 4 pros of owning a Condotel. So starting out, number 1, you have dual purpose. So you have the ability to own a vacation home and have it rented out when you're not using it. And the best thing to me is that it is a carefree rental because you just put your condo in the rental program and the rental management company takes care of it. They get it out, rent it out for you, and they get it cleaned for you, and they just keep the ball rolling so you don't have to worry about any of it. So big pro number 1 is the dual purpose. And then the other added advantage is having the property management company on site being able to take care of that for you. So when you do buy a Condotel, just make sure that they do have that rental property management on site. Most of them do, but just something to verify. Number 2 is going to be amenities galore. So because it is run like a hotel, you have all sorts of amenities. You have pools, you have game rooms, you have everything that you could imagine. And again, this is going to vary depending on the Condotel to Condotel on what the amenities are. But because it is ran like a hotel, you do have those hotel-like amenities. All right, and pro number 3 is going to be real estate appreciation. Yes, your Condotel should appreciate over the years. Obviously, real estate is cyclical, but if you hold on to it long enough, it should always maintain its value. One of the very important things to do to making sure that your real estate does appreciate is looking and paying attention to the area that you're purchasing. Right now, we're right along the ocean front on the Atlantic Ocean, so this area is always relatively protected because everybody wants to be here. So choosing your Condotel location based on popularity is definitely a must that you should look into. Do a lot of due diligence on it. And as with anything real estate related, location, and yes, you are right, location. So overall though, as long as you do your due diligence, you should be able to come out on the better end with the real estate appreciation for the resale factor of the Condotel. Now again, keep this in mind, this does line up with one of the cons that resale can be difficult. So you want to make sure that you're timing the market and also that your Condotel is financially stable. That way it will be an easier property to resale on the back end. And yes, these are deeded properties here in Florida, so that's another huge benefit that your deeded properties are appreciating real estate assets. All right, pro number 4 is going to be flexibility of usage. So I know we talked about in the cons that there were restrictions. So the restrictions are only the amount of days that you are allowed to stay in the condo. So unlike you Disney pass holders out there that are used to having blackout days and other restrictions, there are no blackout days on your Condotel ownership. You're allowed to choose whatever days you want to stay in the condo. There's just a maximum amount of days that you're allowed to stay throughout the year. So you're not able to be here as a full-time resident, but if you wanted to come for the week of 4th of July or Christmas or whatever it is, you're allowed and able to select the own dates that you want to be here. Again, the only restriction is going to be the day limitation. So overall, 4 really strong pros to owning a Condotel as well. All right, friends, so there's are the 4 pros and 4 cons of owning a Condotel. Let me know what you think. Where I'm at with the deal is I'm really kind of right in the middle, stuck 50-50. I could argue either way, whether it's a great idea or a bad idea. I think it really just depends on you and your situation and what you're trying to accomplish. So like anything in life, there's different strokes for different folks, and you know, whatever you think is going to be best for you and your family's financial situation is the way to do it. But I do think it does offer a great way to be able to have an affordable vacation home, have it rented out without you having to worry about it, and lock in those family vacations that you know you can have secure and not make excuses on why you're not going somewhere or why we missed 1 year more worth of vacation. So could be a great idea for you. Let me know what you think in the comments, not the condos, in the comments below. And this is why we are in Florida right now. It is November 6th. Day of filming, and it is absolutely gorgeous outside. So about 70 degrees, 10:30ish in the morning, and come to Florida.